Good morning. Oh my gosh, look at this. How are we all? Sorry it's been a while since I've done a proper video. But today we're going to go through, so this is more for people if they're looking at becoming a personal trainer or something similar and they just kind of want to know a bit more of the like inside story. So you often get the you'll get given all the positives, and there are so many positives, don't get me wrong, but I just thought I'd give you a bit more of a kind of a realistic image of what personal training entails. Now, of course, this is just literally my opinion, so there will be other PTs out there who will disagree with things, or there'll be other people who will agree, so this is just my point of view, but from just a very standard personal trainer's point of view. So I don't have, 80 clients a week, I'm not making thousands of dollars a week, I'm just very standard, I'm not being able to make a living either, so I'm just right in the middle. So, pros and cons of being a personal trainer. Pro, you get to meet awesome people. So a lot of my clients, majority of my clients are just amazing people. I genuinely look forward to actually getting to hang out with them every week. And some of my good friends have been past clients or friends of clients and things like that. So yeah, you just get to meet fantastic people, which is really cool. Flexible hours. So when you catch up with people and you're like, oh, I can't do any time except blah, blah, blah. Well, with PT, you can pretty much, you choose your hours in majority of cases. Every gym that I've worked at so far, you've chosen your own hours. So it's really good. You can have a very, very kind of normal life during the day. It means that, if you want to, if you've got children or anything like that, you can still look after them during the day and everything like that goes with that. So anyway, sorry, my phone's going crazy in the corner. Yeah, there's no 9 to 5. You get to pick your hours within reason. So that's really good. I find it amazing. I hate working from 9 to 5. So yeah, that's one of my major things. I can still see people because I'm not working 9 to 5. You've got an active lifestyle. So hopefully, if you're becoming a PT, you already enjoy some form of fitness. Everyone's going to have their likes, dislikes, and everything like that. But when you're a PT, you're working in a gym or you're working in some sort of studio or whatever it might be. But you have that opportunity. A lot of people, if they are working 9 to 5, they've only got your 6 a.m. slot or your 6 p.m. slot where you're kind of out of work and you're normally exhausted and things like that. Whereas as a PT, I often get to train in the middle of the day. So I'll often have a gap around 10:30, 11 until 12 o'clock. And so I can get my training session in then, which is really handy for me. And I know when I've done PT and then had a break from it, I found it really hard to fit in my training sessions just because working a normal job, you just don't get those gaps. So it's really cool in that respect. You're also exposed to a lot of generally, I've also met a lot of PTs who have awful diets, but you're around people who have similar lifestyles to you. So they're going to be eating well, it's more motivating, all that kind of thing. So that is really cool. You get to influence people to make healthier choices. I mean, it's pretty awesome. I worked in hospital systems for a long time, and a lot of the time you're just patching up people, band-aiding people, kind of just giving them drugs and saying, don't worry about the cause of the problem, just take something and cover it up. So this is really good. You get to look at that foundation and more the preventative side of medicine. I mean, you don't have to go that deep, but it's really cool being able to see changes in lives and to motivate people to live the best possible healthy life that they can live. So of course you are going to get you're going to get personal trainers, but you're also going to get clients who are only focused on vanity, and that is unfortunately part of the job that you're going to be working, but majority of people are there to improve their health as well, which is really great. Yeah, so it's really flexible as well, like location wise. So I know quite a few people who train across different gyms. Other people you can run from home if that's what you want to do. Just got to make sure you get all the right insurance and everything. It's easier insurance wise at a gym because they'll have their insurance as well, which will cover you for indemnity and things like that. But yeah, you can have that flexibility of kind of being able to train if you want to travel overseas and have a working holiday. Then you can do things like that if you've got a big enough name. You can travel and do that, which is really cool. There's also opportunities to do things like on cruises and all that kind of thing. So they would be like my major positives. Again, it depends kind of how much emphasis you want to put on the pros and the cons. So some people will find that the pros really outweigh the cons, and that's totally fine, and that's great. I'm obviously still working as a PT after lots of years, so I've said that the pros outweigh the cons. But anyways, I thought I'd go through the cons anyways. Early starts, late nights. Like I said, with the flexibility, you do have that flexibility of hours, but if you want to maintain clients, there are a lot of people who want to train before or after work. So you are going to be doing early mornings, late nights. I've currently got it set up so I'm only doing one late night, but it's taken me a good 6 years to be able to set it up like that. And I think that's, as a young PT, I just kind of jumped in and said, I'll do whatever times anyone wants. And that's where it led to kind of me burning out midway through that. So I had to have a break and go do other work. So, but yeah, get ready for 5 a.m. starts. I currently do, I work 6 days a week, and 4 of those days I'm up at 5. At least 4 of those days, if not more. It is very draining. It's taxing on your body. You will end up with bags under your eyes like me. I honestly don't know if being a PT is the healthiest job for you, because you are, like, I suppose if you could have a balanced PT job, it would be good. But yeah, it is very taxing on your body, and I notice it in my own body that when I'm not balancing my clients, even down to 1 or 2 clients, it can really have a real detriment on my health, especially things like if you're into your hormonal balance, like cortisol and stuff goes through the roof. Yeah, it just messes with things like cortisol, which is going to mess with your weight and things like that. So yeah, you can get tough clients. So don't think that every client that comes in, just because they're paying you, is going to be like, I'm going to do all the workouts you're giving me, and I'm going to train during the week, and I'm going to put in 100% in my sessions. There are people out there who literally just want to say they've got a personal trainer, and they will pay you, but they're really tough sessions, because you want your clients to get the most out of their sessions that they can get. And when they're these people that are just coming in, they don't want to do anything, they're not motivated, they might see you once a week or once a fortnight, and that's literally all the exercise they're doing. But I've often found those clients are also the ones who want to complain the most and say, I'm not getting results. And it's like, yeah, you're training 30 to 45 minutes a week. That's not enough. Their food's normally shocking as well. So you're going to get tough clients like that, and they are really draining. They're really tough. Like, it's worth it because 90% of the time you'll get amazing clients, but when you get those hard clients, they're really taxing on you, and it's really hard to break down. And it's then that you kind of get into that counselor role in a way, which you don't want to dive too deep into, because it will be mentally taxing on you and just emotionally draining. But you've got to try and find why are they failing at this? Why is this happening? And there's always a why. So it's just pulling that apart. Sometimes you'll get to it and it will be an amazing breakthrough. Other times you never will. I've had clients who've trained with me for a year, and they've got results, just not the results that they want, because they're not in it. They haven't found their why. And I've tried my hardest to find it with them. And maybe I've had clients where I've literally just turned them down after a while, because I'm like, I'm not the right personal trainer for you. You need to find someone who you can find your why with. So yeah, that can be hard. This is just a random one which I added to my list. People think you're dumb when you're a PT. So, I mean, given I've met my fair share, I've met personal trainers who couldn't spell their name. So there's definitely some out there, but your modern personal trainer is very well educated. So yes, a lot of them have maybe only done their Cert 4 in fitness, but a lot of them also got degrees. Like, they've got degrees in human movement and a variety of different things. And then they're going to have, if they've got their fitness registration, then they're going to have all their follow-up stuff. So like just for example, so I've got box fit, I've got pre and postnatal exercise care and things like that, nutrition, I've got another nutrition one. Like, there's, you're constantly studying. So please give your trainers more credit. We're not all stupid. I have my days. Definitely said some silly things in my time, but yeah. People think you're dumb, and so it can be kind of embarrassing sometimes when you don't even want to admit that you're a personal trainer because of that. You don't get to have bad days or sick days. So it's one of those unfortunate things. If you're sick, you don't get paid. So you do. I've had sessions where I've been running out of the session vomiting and had to pretend like everything's okay. Majority of the time, I've got amazing clients. Majority of the time, I've had, sessions where they've been like, don't worry about it, and I'll always make up a session with people, but you can't, especially if you're like, I had a couple of weeks ago, I had a migraine while I was at work, and there's some things that you can get covered or you can reschedule, but then there'll be certain people who don't have their phones on or anything like that, and you end up having to stay there and just kind of power them through, or whatever. You always want to give your client the best possible session they can get. So if I know I'm getting sick, I'll normally cancel on my clients because, and obviously give them a free session, because I don't want to give them a poor session. I don't want to give them a session where I'm not giving them 100%. Oh no, I just lost my list. My laptop just ran out of battery. That's okay. I think I remember the rest of them. Pay is very volatile. So you might have 1 week where you've got, 40 sessions booked in and it's all coming in hunky-dory, and then 12 call up and cancel because they're sick because there's a gastro bug going around. Or you might have just another week where it's winter, and winter's always quiet. So it is very volatile. So a lot of trainers will often have another part-time job, which is fine, but you've got to make sure you get that balance right. So that's one thing I kind of was a little bit let down with, and it's through no fault of the training institutions, but it's purely, they kind of lead you into this false sense of security, like, oh, you can just, work out how much you want to earn in a week and divide that by the amount of sessions. It's like, yeah, all well and good, but you got to get those sessions first. So it's not quite as easy as just, going into the gym and they go, oh, here's 30 sessions a week. That's not a thing. So you have to work your butt off to get those sessions. Going in tail with that, PT, nutrition, whatever you're doing, is going to be the first thing that people drop. It's a luxury. Where doing personal training sessions is something that a very small percentage of the world can actually afford to do. So it's a luxury item. So if times get tough, around Christmas, things like that, people are going to drop your sessions. So just take that into account. If you think you can live off of it, you have to have a really solid client base to be able to live off of it comfortably. So I don't know. Every person is different, and once you've got a name for yourself, that won't be that hard to keep that client base going. If you can get results with people, people will want to see you. But it takes that, sometimes that can take a year, 2 years, 3 years to build up. So it depends where you're located. If you go to like your big chains, like Good Life and stuff, they do quite a bit in like pushing and doing promotion. But if you're working in small community gyms, you're pretty much by yourself, and you're going to have to fend for yourself, and it's kind of a dog-eat-dog as well if you've got more than one PT working there. If you've got someone who's been working there for 8 years and everyone knows them and loves them, and then you're coming in on your first week, it's going to be tough. So leading into that as well, and I promise this will be the last one, rent. Rent sucks. I haven't found a gym yet where you pay under, I think the cheapest one I had was $300 a week. Oh no, I've had cheaper than that. But anyways, they're pretty expensive. Even if they're $100 a week, that means you have to have at least $100 worth of clients just to break even. You're not even making any profit on top of that. So with your rent, just be careful that you can actually afford to work in a place where you might not, for your first 6 to 8 weeks, you might not have any clients. You might only be doing comps for whatever the gym promotions run and things like that. So you might not actually be earning a thing, which means you're losing $100+ a week. I'm currently working in a good place where you don't pay rent, but you do gym shifts instead, and that works really well for me. Other people love the rent system, so go with what you like. But with my current thing is that my boss takes a cut of everything that I earn. Actually, pretty much most places I've worked end up being like that, or I've worked it so I can do that. So you get a quarter or a half of what you could be earning, but you're not paying that rent. So, if you do fall sick, at least you're not going out the back door. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. I'm going to stop now because we're almost hitting 15 minutes. If you've got any more questions, if you are looking to become a personal trainer or something like that in a similar field, feel free to flick me an email, even just comment below, and hopefully that helps. Gives you a bit more perspective. Alright, see ya!